James here. What I'm going to do today is walk you through the OBSBOT Tail Air software on your PC. Now, this, of course, is the OBSBOT Center. You will actually download that off their app, of course, and then you'll install it that way. Now, once you have it, you're going to have the camera. You're going to power that camera up, and of course, we're going to now switch views so you guys can actually see the software and this actually in action. You guys will be able to see me and, of course, the software. Now, I'm going to plug in this camera, of course, to the USB-C cable to actually activate this, just like this. And of course, we're going to plug it into the right area. And I'm going to set the camera on my desk and point it at me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the software. And we're going to grab, of course, the OBSBOT Tail Air. And we're now into the software. Now, if I want to see what it's actually doing, the preview cannot be open. Please enable the UVC. Okay, so we have to enable the UVC, which is going to be over here. And we literally just connect it and it's done. Now, we can this, of course, we'll click it over. We're going to grab the tail, and now we're back over, and we can actually click the camera view. Now you guys can see the camera view right here, of course, with me. Now, if we go back over here into the software, we can actually do what's called normal tracking. Now, the normal tracking is going to track me as I stand up and move around throughout the room. Now, of course, the coloration right now is not set because we have yet to play with it, and it's also staring at some different lighting, but you guys can see it moves with me very, very well, and that's kind of cool. If I want to enlarge this, of course, we can actually enlarge the image a lot bigger for you guys, and let's do that right here. Now, what you guys are seeing is this is in 1080p resolution right here. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to actually grab 4K. Now we're 4K 30 frames per second. Now, we have some what's called animal tracking, group tracking. We can do presets, where if I want to add the gimbal over here, and I can say, let's add a preset 1. And then if I want to do, let's say over here, let's zoom it around and say preset 2. Now, click between the presets, and it's going to preset to where I want. If I want to zoom in, of course, we do have 4x optical zoom with this. That's kind of cool. I love that option. Now with it, of course, you can do straight recording right here. You can do fast tracking, close-up tracking, upper body, and that's where it's going to grip me right there. Into the coloration is where we're going to be able to change a lot of different stuff. HDR. If I want to click HDR, it's going to click over and it's going to change the colorations a little more with that. Autofocusing. I can turn autofocus off. I can do auto exposure. If I don't want auto exposure on, I can just do that manual with the shutterfly and then the ISO. So if I want to change out the ISO, I can do that, or I can come back in here. And then I can, of course, adjust the compositions or the colorations with everything you want. 60 hertz, 50 hertz, or off anti-flicker. And then white balance, of course, we can do white balance with this. We can do daylight, fluorescent, tungsten, cloudy, or even custom temperature to where I like it. Now, of course, we can do outdoor, pastel, custom brightness. So if we want to do custom brightness, let's do the auto. Then now let's do the custom brightness where we're adjusting the brightness up. A little bit of contrast. We can actually back contrast out. Saturation, just allows you to change it. A little bit more hues with that. Now, we can also do what's called beautification, where we can change the tones of my body. So if I want to change the tones, we can re-beautification me, or we can use just the clear filtrations. We can do soda pop, black and white, and all of that with this. It's got all this back in. Now, it also has background blur, so if I want to do background blur, guys, we can do background blur. It's not going to background, completely out, but it blurs out enough that it actually works pretty good, and I kind of like that with that. Now, you also have more in here where you can do auto power on and off, time power, of course, the UVCs and RTSPs, media settings where if we want to record, audio settings where we can do the dual mics, automatic gain controls, we can even mirror the image if we really wanted to, pan tilt settings, and everything in between. This is a full-on piece, guys. This camera, the OBSBOT Tail Air, is a beautiful camera, and that's all there is for the PC software. Great little piece. If you guys need to update the firmware, you can definitely do that as well. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great one.